Hey guys, Harth here again. I'm back with another Hunter PvP commentary. It's been a while since we've last talked about WoW. I know, I've been sort of slacking off. I'm playing a Beast Mastery Hunter on Eye of the Storm. I'm not going to be talking about the game at all today unless I run out of things to talk about. This is going to be something I should have done a long time ago. And by a long time ago, I mean like a week ago. I'm going to go over everything we learned at BlizzCon. You know, about Mists of Pandaria, the new Hunter changes, the new class talent system in general, really. This was something I was going to do, like, that night after it was announced at BlizzCon, but I got caught up watching the GSL finals. Like, they didn't get started until, like, an hour after they were going to get started, and then, like, it was a Terran versus Terran matchup, so it lasted forever. I'm still surprised that MMA won, but glad that MMA won. Still surprised that he won, though. But I got caught up watching that, and I didn't get a chance to do a commentary, and then I've been slacking off, like, since then, with various things. Mainly Battlefield 3. Mainly Battlefield 3, I'm not gonna lie. I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 3. I don't know, I might actually do some videos on Battlefield 3 if I can. I don't know, I haven't tried recording it, I don't know how well my system will handle Battlefield 3 and Fraps. Like, my system is bad enough trying to play Battlefield 3. I am in desperate need of some upgrades to my PC. I don't know, I'll give it a shot, and maybe I can do some Battlefield 3 videos since I'm going to be playing so much of it. Okay, but let's see. BlizzCon, where to fucking start? I've got nothing prepared for this. I was just like, okay, let's talk about BlizzCon. Like, I have MMO Champion open, and, like, there's BlizzCon stuff going back, like, 4 pages. And I didn't prepare anything. I should have, but I didn't. It's literally 4:30 in the morning. I woke up, like, 30 minutes ago, and I was like, oh my god, I need to do a commentary. So here I am. Let's start with the talent system. So, at BlizzCon, they announced that there's going to be a major redesigning of the talent trees. Even more major than what we witnessed in Cataclysm. The question, and a lot of people have been talking about whether or not they like it or whether they don't like it. And I'm not going to specifically say whether or not I like it or whether I don't like it, because I'm not going to say anything about my personal opinion on it until I get an actual chance to look at it and, you know, have it, like, in beta form. Assuming I get an invite this time, Blizz. So until I can actually get my hands on it and see how it works, and indeed see how it evolves through the beta, because how it exists now, like, at BlizzCon, is not how it will be in beta. And what it's like in beta will probably not be what it's like in retail. So it's stupid to really talk about whether or not I like it now or not. Although I have to say, initial looking at it, like, my initial look at it is kind of positive, actually. Because, like, I have the Hunter tiers open here. Hunter tier 1. This is just, like, the greatest thing I've ever seen. Not really, but it's not the greatest thing I've ever seen. But it's a really amazing change. The first tier of Hunters in the new talent system... Well, I guess I should go over the talent system for anyone who doesn't know what it is. So, at level 10, I believe, assuming I'm getting this right, at level 10 you'll still pick your first, like, spec, just like you do now. So, you know, a Hunter will pick between Beast Mastery, Marksmanship, or Survival, and they'll get, you know, their normal skill that they get to go along with that. But when you get your talent points, your talents are all active abilities in some way that change the way you play. They could be existing abilities in-game now, or new abilities. You'll have a choice between 3, and you'll have a choice between 3 every time you get a talent, and you won't be able to go back and pick another from a tier. So you can only pick one from one tier, ever. And they're designed for... it's designed to sort of allow us to mix and match skills that we all want. But the first Hunter tier is really interesting, because a lot of Hunters have always said they want... Well, I think we'll all agree that the removal of ammo was a good thing, But but a lot of hunters have always said that they wanted some sort of like, ammo that, has a stat to it or does something specific, but is infinite. So just like one stack of this ammo will last you forever, but it has a stat on it, or it does something specific, or it just looks cool, or something like that. Well, the first hunter tier does that. The first hunter tier, you can choose between frozen arrows, arcane arrows, or venom-tipped arrows. Frozen arrows cause your auto shot to have a 30% chance to reduce target movement speed. Arcane arrows have a 50% chance when hitting auto attack to restore 5 focus. Venom-tipped arrows deal nature damage. Stacks up to 5 times. It's Serpent Sting. Kinda. Serpent Sting in auto attack form. Actually, Venom-tipped arrows, judging by the description, is over all your spells, not just auto attack, which is interesting. But then we get into the really interesting stuff. Hunter Tier 2, as it sits now, is Silencing Shot, Wyvern Sting, and Intimidation. This is why I really like it. As a Beast Mastery Hunter, I can get Silencing Shot. Granted, Intimidation does pretty much the same thing, but I don't have to have my pet right there. If I'm trying to burn someone down and I see like a healer over on the other side of the battlefield, I can easily switch targets and hit it with a Silencing Shot, which is not something I can do with Intimidation as a Beast Mastery Hunter. So I really like that I can choose to have Silencing Shot no matter what spec I play. I really like that. Then, in Tier 3, we have Post Haste, Evasiveness, and Exhilaration. These all revolve around your disengage ability. Post Haste is in the game now. It increases movement speed after you disengage. Evasiveness increases your chance to dodge attacks and resist spells by 100% after you disengage. When you disengage, you are instantly healed for 15% of your total health when you land, is Exhilaration. I like that. And by that, I mean I like Exhilaration. That's awesome. Self-heals are something that hunters really lack. Then on the next tier, we have Crouching Tiger, Hidden Chimera, Aspect of the Iron Hawk, and Spirit Bond. Aspect of the Iron Hawk is Aspect of the Hawk, but it also reduces direct damage taken by 15%, which is always useful in PvP. So, as you can see, these tiers are really offering a lot of customization available to all specs of hunters that hunters really haven't had access to before. The next set is Fervor, which is the Beast Mastery Restore 50 Focus thing, Readiness, and Thrill of the Hunt, which I believe is... that's in our talent trees now somewhere, but I don't remember where it is. It may be Survival, I'm not sure. And then on Tier 6, we have what looks like 3 new abilities. Flash Freeze, Black Ice, and Transmorph Trap. Flash Freeze modifies your freezing trap so that it no longer has a cooldown, but you can only affect one target at a time. That could be interesting. Black Ice increases the movement speed reduction of your ice trap by an additional 10%, and when you move through your ice trap, you gain 50% movement speed. It's also interesting. And then Transmorph Trap is a new trap that is essentially a polymorph, kinda. It's similar to a polymorph. Which, that's interesting. But it's giving hunters more CC options, so that's always good. I'm not going to complain about that. So, I mean, you can go to MMO Champion and check out all the classes' new talent trees as it stands now. But you have to understand they aren't set in stone. They're nowhere near finished. And it's not done. Things will be modified. But yeah, initial reports on that, or initial looks at that, are positive. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. More freedom for skill abilities are nice. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Assuming I get a beta invite, Blizzard. So, I guess the next thing to talk about before this commentary comes to a close is Mists of Pandaria in general. A lot of people have been talking about how they don't like the Pandaren. But here's what you have to understand. The Pandaren aren't just something that Blizzard has pulled out of nowhere. You know, they've been in lore for a long time, actually. pre-World of Warcraft. And not just in the RTS games either. You know, not just as like a sort of half April Fool's joke in Warcraft 3. I think it was Warcraft 3. Pandaren and their lore have existed in the pen and paper RPG manuals. They have a lot of lore written about them in those manuals. I think there's something on MMO Champion that said they have as many pages in the manuals as trolls. And it's just the fact that trolls ended up being a playable race upon release of World of Warcraft than pandas, to be honest. That's all it was. Pandaren, rather, not just pandas. You know, that'll be the day we never want to see that a quest requires us to just pick up like 15 panda asses. I don't want to do that quest. That would make me sad. But pandas have a lot of lore behind them, and I don't know, I like them. I'm a fan of Pandaren. I don't know if I'll be playing one, but I mean, I'll try it out, obviously, but I don't know if I'll be playing one. As for the monk class, again, I don't know if I'll be playing one. I'll try it out. I don't know if I'll be playing one. I haven't seen enough of, like, you know, their skills and how they work to see if I want to play one yet or not. Again, this would all be stuff to test out in the beta, Blizzard. And then there's also been a lot of, like, you know, sort of, I don't want to say controversy because it's not controversy at all, but I can't think of the right word. There's been a lot of talk about the whole not having a main villain this expansion, but I don't really see the problem there, because, well, Vanilla didn't have a main villain. You know, we went through, like, Ragnaros, Kel'Thuzad, Cthulhu. You know, we went through a lot of main villains, quote-unquote, in Vanilla. You know, each of them could have had an entire expansion revolved around them. Well, okay, maybe not Kel'Thuzad, because he's just a minion of the Lich King, but it's irrelevant, I guess. So we didn't have a main villain in Vanilla. We really don't need one now. Just because it's what TBC, Wrath of the Lich King, and Cataclysm did, doesn't mean that's the way it has to be. And I, for one, like that there's going to be more focus on the Horde and the Alliance. Because, well, I like lore progression, and there's been a real lack of story progression about the war between the Horde and the Alliance. Even though it has, like, you know, they've done a better job at it in Cataclysm, and it looks like they're going to be doing a better job of it going forth. So I really can't wait to see. And, like, it also opens up interesting possibilities with Varian Wrynn and Garrosh, because, well, let's face it, no one likes Garrosh. No one likes Garrosh. Not many people like Varian either, to be honest. Like, it could just be interesting. Oh, I have to mention, some of the new hostile mobs in Pandaria look really cool. The Mantids, those look really cool. I like those. The new, like 7-foot tall Murlocs, those are nice. They aren't actually 7-foot tall Murlocs, but they're nice. You can tell, just looking through the concept art and the screenshots, that a lot of work has gone into this stuff. Like, these models look great. These are, like, even much better than the Worgen and Goblin models, and that's saying something, because the Worgen and Goblin models were amazing. And I really think it'll be nice to see the older models get updated sometime in Mists of Pandaria as well. God, there's a lot of stuff I could talk about just going through this, but I don't have the time to talk about all of it. There's all this stuff in the Q&A. Just so much stuff. But I don't know, it's not really stuff to talk about at this time, because we did just hear about it at BlizzCon. And until we actually get a chance to, you know, play it in an alpha form or in a beta form, you know, there's really not too much to talk about, because pretty much none of the stuff they showed, like mechanics and class system-wise, is going to be the same come beta. You know, like, look at what was announced for Cataclysm at BlizzCon, whichever BlizzCon it was announced, and then look at what it was like in beta. There were much different things. much, much different systems. So everything's going to change, and I really don't think there's any reason to talk about, like, you know, oh, I hate this, I like this, Blizzard's stupid for doing this, Blizzard's... Ugh. There's just no point in doing it, because everything's going to change. Everything's going to change, and, well, we just have to wait and see what it'll be, because I like some of the things they're doing, and I'm not too fond of some of the things they're doing, but I'm not going to complain about it until I see what it's going to be like in the final game. So, it looks like this game is about to come to a close. It's already come to a close. Finished 14-4. Not bad if I do say so myself. This is a bit of a rushed commentary, but thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, I know I've already finished this commentary, but I was just scrolling through everything, and I forgot to mention this. New Battlegrounds, we're getting payload-style gameplay. Awesome. Oh, and hunters don't have a minimum range anymore. Greatest thing I've ever heard. Thanks.